It is with great pleasure that I present Arthur Lau, architect, community leader, and philanthropist. A McGill graduate and longtime resident of Montreal, Arthur Lau presents a model of responsible citizenship that is compelling and inspiring. His numerous contributions to Montreal and to Canada are revealed in his 5 decades of distinguished architectural practice, in his continuing volunteer work and activism on behalf of Montreal's Chinese community, and in his long association with McGill as a benefactor and member of the Board of Governors. As a governor, but always behind the scenes, Mr. Lau has played an instrumental role in fundraising initiatives that have generated endowed chairs in arts, engineering, and medicine, as well as countless scholarships and other awards that support students in 8 faculties. Equally significant have been his substantial contributions to McGill's built environment as chair of the Building and Property Committee of the Board of Governors for 11 years. Under his dedicated leadership in a period of intense investment in new construction and renovation, the university established standards of excellence and accountability in design that have dramatically transformed the quality of life and learning at McGill. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you Arthur C.F. Lau so that you may confer upon him the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to invite Dr. Arthur Lau, to whom we have earlier conferred the highest recognition that it is within the power of this university to grant, to deliver the Convocation address. Dr. Lau.
Chancellor Megan, Principal and Vice Chancellor Fauci, Governors and Governor Emeritus, distinguished guests and professors, fellow graduates, and friends. Almost 60 years ago, I said goodbye to my parents, some of the siblings and family friends at Hong Kong Kai-Tak Airport. I clearly remember the tears in the eyes of my mother and the longing expression of my father. I was the first member of the family leave China to study in Canada. I remember the caring words of given to the son. They knew they would not be able to return home for at least 4 years due to financial limitation. I knew very well their expectation of me with my study. In those days, the plane with propellers had to take 4 stops for refueling, an overnight stop in Okinawa, then on to Wake Island, then Hawaii, and San Francisco before landing at Montreal. But today, it only takes 12 hours for a direct flight from Toronto to Hong Kong. Due to language and a different education system, my study in architecture at McGill was difficult. I worked in an architectural firm every summer for my financial support and experience. However, I enjoyed the challenge and the friendly atmosphere, not only in the campus, but also in the community at large. There were always extremely friendly people who were ready to help and want to become friends with me. After graduation, I did not return to Hong Kong to see my parents and the family as they expected immediately, as I was chosen as one of the planners working on the master plan of the 1967 World Exhibition. Only after the approval of the master plan in December 1963, and after 5 years away from home, did I return to Hong Kong to see my parents and family. However, due to my commitment with the Corporation for the 1967 World Corporation, I had to continue my work on a project as a section head in charge of the permanent buildings and exhibition building on Mackay Pier, and also one of the team building, the Man Provider. After Expo, I started up my practice in architecture. In China, we refer to all our school we attended as mother school or Montreal. Therefore, McGill is my mother school of my higher education. It follows that McGill is the mother school of all fellow graduates today and all the other graduates. At McGill, I learned the basic knowledge required of an architect. A good architect is not just someone who can design a good-looking building. A good architect has to understand the engineering disciplines, such as structural, mechanical, electrical, civil, material, and environmental science. More importantly, a good architect has to investigate and deeply understand the sociological factors related to the building you are designing. In the planning of a housing development or apartment, he or she should consider the best interests of the people living in these buildings. In designing buildings for an office, you have to consider the environment for those people who actually spend 1/3 of their time in this building. With the same philosophy to carry out the shopping mall or the campus building, we got to take note on the surroundings and neighborhood and the parks and the nature around you before you can do on your final design. The world is changing and moving forward quickly. It's not possible to learn everything in a classroom or in the office. If you are working in a smaller office or even a larger one, you may not have the resources to get all the pertinent information to do a good job. Even though today you can get general information through internet. One does get important extra knowledge through observation and experience and interaction with the others. Over the years in school, you have made friends with many of your classmates and professors. Consider them as your extended family member for life. Consider them as your brothers and sisters or uncles and aunts. They will remain as part of your family and offer help and support in the future. After I finished my study at McGill a long time ago, I never felt I left McGill. I've kept in touch with many of McGill graduates and professors. I consider them as my brothers and sisters or uncles and aunts, as time changed, of course. As a matter of fact, in Hong Kong, I heard one young professor addressing another professor belonging to McGill as Aunt so-and-so. Dear fellow graduates, you became members of this great McGill family when you entered McGill. Remember the valuable knowledge and friendship that this great institute has extended to you to meet your future. There's an important saying in Chinese, 饮水思源, which means when you drink water, think of its resources. On the 5th floor of the James Wong building, these 4 Chinese characters appear in a plaque in front of the entrance of the Material Science Lab. This lab is dedicated to a professor of the donor, a former McGill graduate in chemical engineering. This former graduate in chemical engineering donated a significant amount of money enormously. The Wong Material Engineering Building was donated by another McGill graduate in architecture. Other recent buildings, including Trachey Building, the Berrini Life Science Building, were all realized through the generosity of the McGill graduates. Other graduates have remembered McGill by contributing scholarship and fellowships which may have benefited some of you today. These have been created by the McGill graduates to remember their alma mater. This endowment will benefit students in the years to come. Many McGill graduates have returned and acknowledged this great institute with their brain power, knowledge, and generosity. Outstanding examples are sitting right here on the platform today, including our chancellor, our principal, many governors and governor emeriti, and of course, the professors. I hope you will come back and visit your mother's school or alma mater frequently and be part of this great family. I wish I could be back in Hong Kong to be near my parents after graduation, but I could not, as I mentioned earlier. I will always remember the gift of life, the gift of caring, and the gift of education that I received from them. How I wish that my parents are here today, seeing me being awarded this honor from my mother's school. I'm happy that my wife, my son, my daughters, my son-in-laws, and my nephews, and my grandchildren are here today. At the same time, I'm greatly humbled and appreciative that McGill has considered me worthy of this honor. A heartfelt thank you to McGill. Today, many of you have your families with you. Do enjoy the blessing of togetherness with your family and be thankful for their love and generosity. I'm happy that I share this momentous day with you, fellow graduates and family. Thank you.